Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know who I am, I of course am the FPL train. We're on this channel, we talk all things fantasy football. And in today's video, I'm going to look at some transfer plans ahead of game week 16. Now, it's always 3 players, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, 1 striker. But before we do that, it's always good to look back on the previous game week when the players I recommended then. And starting us off, we've got Paris Estupiñán. Now, this guy did actually go up in value as well in the last week. He's now 5.1 million, so quite a few people have clearly noticed, although he's still less than 2% owned currently right now. Now, I did say going into the game week, he's not had many points at all. I think he had about 12 points going into the weekend. And considering we went into game week 15, it's not a lot really, but he had Leicester City, and I felt like it would look good. And it really was looking good because he got an assist in the game. So straight away he's smashing points out there, and they had a clean sheet, Brighton did, until the 86th minute. So if he did keep that clean sheet, he would have got double-digit figures and probably got more than 1 bonus point as well. So in the end, he came away with 5 points, obviously, and that included a bonus point on top of the assist and an appearance point. So considering he's not had a return all season, the 1 week I finally decided to, recommend him. He did actually get an assist, so buzzing about that. And if you did have him, fair play, because the next 3 game weeks for Brighton, they're looking pretty good against the likes of Palace, West Ham and Brentford. 3 teams that just love to concede goals. Kevin De Bruyne then was the midfield change for game week 15, and he was the disappointment out of the 3 players that I recommended. So obviously he absolutely smashed it in game week 14 against Forest, getting that goal, assist and a bunch of bonus points on top of it. But this game week just gone against Crystal Palace was an absolute stinker. 2-2 against Crystal Palace. You're thinking 2 goals for Man City. Surely this guy got involved. He played 85 minutes, so bound to have got something. Nope. He got absolutely nothing from that game. So he only got 2 points just for appearing. But yeah, overall, yet again, another disappointing performance from Man City. And yeah, I kind of was expecting a bit more from De Bruyne in all fairness. And to come away from just that game with just 2 points was pretty surprising, and if you did have him, it must be really disappointing. And finally, that leaves us with Isak here, another player who did perform in game week 15, and this guy did actually score a goal against Brentford. Yes, they did lose 4-2 Newcastle, but like I always say, when you're getting a striker, it doesn't matter if his team loses, as long as the guy scores. And he did score. He got a nice goal against Brentford, came away 2 bonus points as well. Considering, Brentford scored 4 goals, the guy still got 2 bonus points. Pretty insane. But yeah, he got a goal, came away with 8 points overall. So that's now 2 games in a row, Isak's now performed, which is pretty decent. And the fact that he's got the likes of Leicester and Ipswich as his next 2 fixtures, if you're owning him, you must be laughing right now. Moving forward then to game week 16, and the defensive change that I have got on here is Levi Colwill of Chelsea. Now, when it was picking a defender for this game week, I'm finding it tougher and tougher because there's nobody that's really interested me. Arsenal in the next 3 game weeks have got a great run of fixtures, so definitely would recommend getting a defender there. Probably Saliba at the minute because of all the injuries that they've got at the moment. But apart from that, what other team would you look at? Liverpool got a lot of injuries at the minute, which is putting me off going for one of those. So I've gone for a Chelsea defender in Colwill, who's got an unbelievable run of fixtures now. I think it goes right up to like game week 22, where it's just green. Great run coming up. The only issue is rotation with Chelsea. Now, he didn't play against Southampton, so that's also a slight worry. Will he get rotated during the Christmas period? There's a good chance because Chelsea got 1 billion players, so that is the biggest worry. But in terms of most nailed on, I'll say it's him and Cucurella. Cucurella doesn't seem to have any competition right now. I mean, Ben Chilwell has not played a single minute this season, so it probably, going for him wouldn't be the worst idea. I've gone for Levi Colwill just because he is 0.6 million cheaper than Cucurella. And if you want to get the likes of Saka, Palmer, Salah and Haaland in your team, it's always good to go really cheap at the back. And this guy, of course, is dirt cheap. Only missed the 1 game, though, recently, so his minutes are still pretty strong. And, like I said, the likes of Brentford, I mean, that's going to be a bit tricky, I think, because Brentford like to score. But Everton, Fulham, Ipswich and Crystal Palace, I can see clean sheets galore there. But no me, now I've said that, they'll be absolutely jack. So with my midfield change on here, I am going for Martin Odegaard of Arsenal. Now, like I just mentioned with the defence, the next 3 fixtures for Arsenal. They're pretty amazing, really. Everton at home, Crystal Palace away, and then Ipswich at home. What a set of 3 fixtures that is they've got coming up. I am anticipating him to absolutely smash it in those 3 fixtures, providing, of course, he's going to be fit for game week 16, because tonight Arsenal are playing in the Champions League, and no my luck, he'll get injured, out for a long time, and this transfer will be completely irrelevant. But let's fingers crossed on that, I'll touch wood that he doesn't get injured and he's absolutely fine. And then going into game week 16, Everton at home, Martin Odegaard should absolutely smash it. Now he's fit again for Arsenal. Obviously, he has blanked in the last 2 game weeks against the likes of United and Fulham, but I do expect him to bounce back now. He's been back now for the last 5 game weeks, so I do expect him to be starting yet again for Arsenal against Everton, and I do expect him as well to absolutely smash it. Still 8.3 million, so he's still quite cheap, and he's still quite, well, barely owned at this moment in time. He's 6.1% owned right now, so a lot of people are not looking at him currently right now, so he might be worth going for, just like a differential kind of thing, because next 3 fixtures I can see him scoring. Brentford in game week 19 don't know how to concede, well, don't know how to keep clean sheets, and neither do Brighton, to be honest. So the next 5 game weeks, you know, he could absolutely smash it out the park. And finally then, the striker I have got on here is Evanilson of Bournemouth. Now I don't know if I've actually recommended him this season, but I'm going to now. Now looking at the fixtures he's got coming up, he has the likes of West Ham, which he can quite easily score against. Man United, I mean, if you watch that Forest game, I could score against Onana. Crystal Palace at home, nice fixture for him. Fulham away, they do concede goals, however, I would say is the trickiest fixture out of the lot. And then game week 20, he's got Everton at home, which is also a delicious fixture for him. The guy this season actually done pretty well as well for his first season in the Premier League. He's got 4 goals and 4 assists this season. So 4 goals don't sound a lot in 15 games, but to have 4 assists on top of it, that's 8 returns in 15 game weeks. So that's nearly a return every other game, which is pretty decent, I've got to say. I mean, obviously, he did get 3 assists against Wolves in 1 game, but, you know, we ignore that and we'll just look at it long term. So 8 in total, you know, out of 15 games, that's pretty decent. And I do think he's a quality striker. He does get subbed off at times quite early. 76th minute is usually around where I get taken off. 84th minute probably. Something like that. I mean, but he is playing a bit more than he was when he first joined Bournemouth. But yeah, I like the look of him. He looks really good this season. He looks sharp. He's confident. He's not afraid to, you know, miss. Not afraid to keep going. So yeah, I really do like him. Fixtures look good. He's only 6.1 million as well. So he's dirt cheap. Less than 5% owned right now. And if, let's say you've got a Cunha who's currently blanking quite a lot recently. You know, he's probably frustrated. You might want to get rid of him. So you could probably get in Evanilson for him. Maybe you got Chris Wood, who's got a nightmare bunch of fixtures right now, and you want to swap him for Evanilson. That completely makes sense, that one as well. So yeah, I like the look of Evanilson. I think he is somebody that people need to be really looking at, because I do think he can score a couple of goals at least in these next 5 game weeks. So those are the 3 players that I'm going to be recommending in game week 16. I really do like the look of all 3 of them, to be honest. I mean, hopefully Colwell does play against, you know, Brentford. I mean, this one's more of a long-term one. Hopefully he plays in every game in the next 5 game weeks, because Chelsea's fixtures are insanely good. So maybe they can keep at least 1 clean sheet in that one. And I'm thinking Everton away, if I'm being honest. Odegaard, I mean, if he's going to be fit, hopefully he doesn't get injured in tonight's game for Arsenal against Monaco. If he does stay fit, you know, those next 5, well, particularly 3 fixtures for him, who look pretty decent. And Evanilson is definitely worth a gamble, in my opinion. So why not go for him? So yeah, those are the 3 players I'm recommending. Let me know what you think of those 3 players that I'm recommending to you. Maybe I'm missing somebody out completely. Maybe one of them is absolutely crap and you want to say, no, choose this player instead. Let me know. And before you go as well, please do not forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.